Okay, this is Michael Pepper for MMABay.co.uk, powered by Tap Out and in association with MMAapparel.co.uk, with Strikeforce middleweight champion Jake Shields. Thanks for joining us, Jake.
Yeah, no problem.
So, first of all, you're coming off possibly the biggest win of your career, 5-round decision win over Dan Henderson. What does it mean for you to beat a guy like Dan, and were you happy with your performance on the night?
Great to beat Dan. He's, one of the top guys in fighters, probably my biggest win ever. So I'm definitely happy about it. And I'm, mixed feelings about it. I'm really critical of my performance. So I think I definitely made some mistakes. I mean, I beat Dan Anderson, so I can't be too hard on myself. But I definitely would have liked to put him away and have done some things differently. So I've been watching the tape, and I think just go back to the gym and try to put away the mistakes I made and just keep getting better.
Okay, most of us watching the fight, it seemed like it could have been pretty close to being over in that first round. How badly were you hurt, and what was going through your mind at that point?
I'm not really sure, how bad I was hurt. Definitely, he definitely hit pretty hard. Not, so it's kind of hard to say. My head was a little clogged up, so I was definitely hurt. How close we go over, who knows? That's kind of a hard thing to predict because I had no intention of stopping. He would have to have me. I'd have been completely out, or the ref had to stop it. Because I definitely wasn't going to stop, but I was definitely confused. Wasn't sure exactly what was going on the whole round. So it wasn't too good.
Okay, you mentioned before the fight that you didn't think Dan was too good fighting off his back. Was that always the plan, to put him on his back and spend a bit of time in his guard?
Yeah, at some point I definitely wanted to pass it. I also wanted to stay with him a little bit, but I definitely knew at some point I wanted to put him on his back.
Okay, as the fight was wearing on, it became more and more apparent that you were running away with it. Did you feel that Dan was running out of steam? He mentioned after the fight that conditioning might have played a part in his performance. Did you feel that was a factor?
I think he was getting a little tired, and I think I was gaining a minimum confidence as well.
Okay, there was some obvious unpleasantness after the fight. I just want to touch on. You've probably been asked about it a lot this week.
Yeah.
Many people in the media and some skeptics are suggesting it was possibly a publicity stunt by Strikeforce or something staged by Strikeforce to keep your attention in the promotion. Have you got any comments on that?
I agree with the case, but unfortunately, it's one of those things that got a lot of control, and got a little fight, so it was definitely wasn't staged. I think it wasn't. Luckily, no one got hurt. I don't think it was the biggest deal, but it definitely wasn't staged.
Okay, you handed Jason Mayhem Miller a defeat last time he fought before Strikeforce Nashville. It was a fairly one-sided decision. Have you got any intentions to get back in the cage with him anytime soon? Do you think he's worthy of that spot at the minute?
No, I don't think so. I think I think he's a tough fighter, and a great opponent, but I don't think he's earned a rematch. We went and fought some guy that was like 8-7, nothing against the guy, but that doesn't I beat Dan Henderson that same night. I think he needs to get at least one, if not two, big wins before he would come out and challenge me. That's what that was disrespectful. He comes off a win over not a no name, but a guy who doesn't really done anything, and I came up with over Dan Henderson. That doesn't warrant him a rematch.
Okay, you've got yourself, Gilbert Melendez, Nick Diaz, all title holders in Strikeforce at present. What do you put that down to? What do you attribute that to at Cesar Gracie camp?
The biggest thing is we train really, really hard. We don't mess around. We're training, and I think that's the other thing that helps is we're all really good friends. So we really want each other to get better. So we're not out there trying to hurt each other and not help each other. If we see holes in each other's games, we try helping it. We fix it. We show each other things. We're constantly trying to improve each other's games.
Okay, the big question on a lot of fans' minds at the minute is what's next for Jake Shields. First of all, there was talk after the Dan Henderson fight that you were out of contract. Then Scott Coker said something about you have one more fight to go. Can you clear up the situation as it stands? And are you officially a Strikeforce fighter at the present?
I'm a free agent right now, so the contract is over. And as far as what we're doing, that's 100% yet. Our managers have started figuring it out this week.
Okay. Dana White's been very vocal out in the press, saying he'd like to possibly see a fight between you and George St. Pierre, or maybe even Anderson Silva. How big of a factor are those sorts of fights when it comes to making your decision?
That'll be a big factor in making a decision because, Anderson Silva and GSP are two guys I'd love to fight. I mean, there's a lot of factors. You know, how good you think you're going to get treated, how much you're going to get paid, and who you're going to fight. Those are, I guess, are kind of the factors. So that's me really wanting to fight GSP and Anderson. That'll definitely be on my mind.
Okay, you were also involved in filming The Ultimate Fighter Season 11, part of Team Liddell. I mean, what was it like being part of the show, and has that maybe opened up a few doors in negotiations with the UFC already?
It was a great experience. It was. I've been watching the show for years. To be out there and be part of the filming, it was really cool to see how they do it, and be out there. And there's a really good group of guys too. So made a lot of friends on there. And as far as open up doors, I mean, Max didn't really talk to me that much there. He's only in there for the fights and whatnot, and it's all business. So we said hi and whatnot, but I think open the doors goes more from other ways.
Okay. MMA has blown up a lot over the last few years, especially since your debut back in 1999. Did you ever think when you were starting out that there would be a Jake Shields video game character and you'd have the two biggest promotions in MMA potentially fighting out for your signature?
Yeah, not really. I was more when I first started. I was, MMA was not. When I first started, I was barely even watching it. And when I first got it, I wasn't really. It was off TV. It wasn't really anything. So I never looked at us making much out of the sport until later on. So it's awesome that to go a lot further than you ever expected.
Okay, thanks for your time, Jake, and congratulations on your first title defense. Have you got any sponsors you'd like to mention?
Yeah, Tap Out Sports Nutrition, Rockstar Energy Drink, EA Sports, Series Pimp Sunglasses, and Full Tilt Poker.
Okay, this has been Michael Pepper for MMABay.co.uk, powered by Tap Out, in association with MMAapparel.co.uk, with Strikeforce middleweight champion Jake Shields. Thanks a lot, Jake.
All right, thanks a lot.